relatively small state. But in my congressional district, you're going to find Shaw Air Force Base, headquarters of the Ninth Army, or the Ninth Air Force, and headquarters of the Third Army. Military, we have the Marine Air Station, the Columbia Airport, the Charleston International Airport. All of those air traffic controllers have been in to visit with me about the challenges that they have trying to maintain safety with the way things are currently organized or being implemented. And they're really concerned about the shortages, the resignations, the problem we have getting trained air traffic controllers up to snuff. How do you plan to do more with less?
Well, I would start by saying I believe the FAA can be a more efficient organization. I think that is the charge to me by the Secretary, and I believe we can accomplish that goal. We have an amazing workforce that comes to work every day. As I mentioned during the Memorial Day holiday is one example of that. But I think to the center of your question, what we're talking about is the ability to continue to sustain what we have today and at the same time accelerate, whether it's on the controller workforce. And by the way, it's not just the controller workforce. We are also talking about maintainers, safety inspectors, engineers, all of the people that go into our ecosystem to make sure there's a safe and efficient air transportation system. And while we're looking at the workforce piece of it, we're also looking at modernizing the equipment that is so essential to what your constituents are talking about with respect to safe and efficient airspace in the system. So I think we're approaching it from multi-pronged approach. Part of that has to do with the workforce. And again, supercharging the controllers is so critical to our ability to manage traffic we have today and look at what we expect to see in the future.
Well, looking at your plan, I'm still trying to figure out the budget numbers and the amount of money being requested to do this seem not to line up with the amount of work that you've got to do, especially in keeping with all of the lack of numbers coming in to the system. And I have not seen what I consider to be a definitive plan on how you're going to increase the number of air traffic controllers. I forgot the number, some ungodly number in terms of the shortages that we currently have.
Yes, sir. So this year we are projecting to meet 2,000 air traffic controllers through our system. Just a few months ago, we realized we may not hit that thanks to the Secretary and his leadership. We have supercharged that, so we will get 2,000 people into the training academy, which, by the way, Chairman Cole, is a gem for us when we think about what we're talking about there in Oklahoma City and the ability to put controllers through that system. As it relates to the technology plan, again, the $1 billion is to make sure that we have that resiliency in the fiber optics so that there is good connectivity between the facilities themselves. And then the additional monies would go to, in fact, accelerating the radar replacement program. So that is the fundamental. When we talk about the larger plan that the Secretary so artfully outlines, that is where I think it's going to be critical that we work with Congress to understand, to lay out our plan. So going from TDM to IP, so copper wires to fiber optics. When we think about going to new radar replacements, new radios for the controllers so they can talk to the pilots, and then of course facilities, all of those things are going to go into kind of this approach to modernize the airspace system.
Well, thank you. My time is almost expired, but I would like to know at some point, Mr. Chairman, whether or not we plan to utilize those colleges and universities to supplement that, which I know is great training out of Oklahoma City. However, in terms of numbers, the volume we need, I think we ought to take a look at those colleges and universities.
Yes, sir.
I thank the ranking member.